Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at game number 2 between iNcontroL and Liquid Sheth. This time we are on the map Cloud Kingdom, spawning in the lower left-hand position. We have got Liquid Sheth as our red Zerg player, and then over here in the upper right-hand spot we have got EG's iNcontroL as the blue Protoss player. Now, I'm most certain that many of you have not seen this map, so I'd like to take a quick look around it. There's a look around the main base. We've got the ramp leading right down into that natural expansion. We do have one of these strategically placed supply depots, and if you don't know why those are on some maps, they're put there to stop Protoss players from walling in a Zerg player with pylons, and even pylons and cannons. You used to see that quite a lot, and then they started to implement this to prevent that from happening, essentially. Because with this there, you can't fully wall someone in. They could just walk right by. You obviously can't build anything right on top of that. So then we've got this natural expansion. Just quick note there, we're going to be seeing Forge Fast expand from iNcontroL. Natural expansion has this little opening, and right outside of that, if you follow along this path, you get a position for a third. You can move down, they ramp over there. We've got another position for an expansion over here, and then one more over in this position. Right near that, in the center of the map, we have got 2 Xel'Naga towers, one right over here, and one right over here. And then the last expansion right in the corner of the map. Quite far away, you won't see that until the very, very late game, or if someone's trying to be sneaky and hide an expansion. And then of course it is mirrored on the opposite side, as StarCraft 2 maps are for balance purposes, trying to keep things nice and fair for both players. A nice little mirror action there. iNcontroL drops a pylon there at the natural, furthermore producing a headache there for Sheth and delaying that expansion. Spawning pool is coming on through. You can see Sheth not responding by dropping that hatchery in another position, at the moment at least, quite possibly because it could be a little bit risky. And these further out expansions are a little bit hard to defend, and there's a lot of openings into them as well. It makes it a little bit scary, to be quite frank. A little bit of harass here, a little bit of combat going on between both players. Wow, even coming down with a cannon. He's not going to need more than that one. Ends up losing his probe. That seems silly. He really should not have lost his probe. Maybe it's just trying to delay that drone for as long as possible. Now he's going to be forced to cancel, and there it is. Canceling that cannon. Back over here, Nexus is coming on down. We'll be seeing a cannon for defense get placed for iNcontroL, and then he will be continuing that wall off. Actually go straight for that gateway first before the cannons, interestingly enough. Got 4 Lings in play already. They're working at that pylon for the moment, and maybe that's why he felt comfortable going gateway first, because he knew that those Lings would be forced to take out that pylon before they could actually push out. And by the time those Lings get there now, that cannon will be finished. So iNcontroL is A-okay right now. He's got no problems. Pulling out with a probe before he finishes a wall off. He actually wants to move on out with this. He is going to be using this for secondary scouting. It's just a matter of when. Hopefully he doesn't get scouted by that Overlord. Oh, it's so close. I don't think he did. That's hilarious. Snuck right by that Overlord, just barely. So he can chill out in the corner for a while until he's ready to push on forward with that secondary scout. And actually, he's moving on right over in that. Look at that back little sneaky alley. Oh, man. He's going straight for it. Is he going to cannon it? I would laugh so hard. Now, back over here, I guess should probably be paying attention. We got some Ling harass taking place over here. And they're going straight into the main now, and there's unfortunately nothing that iNcontroL can do about that right now. Now, he is planning to still cannon harass this expansion, as you can see over there. The Lings are going to be met by some probes, and this is a massive headache here for iNcontroL, because he's just having a hard time dealing with these Lings. Manages to trap one there. Unfortunately for Sheth, we do have that first Zealot out, so those Lings should not be doing too much more damage. Natural expansion will go through without issue. It's really this third I'm concerned about. We got some cannons coming on through for iNcontroL. A little bit perplexed though with why he's building that so far away. I think this one, yeah, that one should be within range of the hatchery. This one will not be able to hit the hatchery. This one will just defend the pylon and this cannon for any Lings that may try to push in towards it. So I suppose that is the entire purpose of that. Very interesting start to this game, nevertheless. Things not going quite as planned for either player, and I like to see that, though. I like to see the interesting aggression and the different variations to openers and stuff like that, different styles of harass. It makes the game more exciting, as opposed to seeing the same thing every single time. 12 Lings coming out for Sheth, as he is forced to build those instead of droning up to deal with this cannon harass here. Now he could only, yeah, he can see that there are 2 cannons, so he knows he has to deal with 2 of them. Sheth can get to mining over here, though, as you can see. He's not too worried about those cannons hitting his drones. It's just a matter of making sure that he has enough lings to be able to overwhelm this. But the biggest headache here for Sheth, he'll be able to deal with this. The biggest headache is that he is not getting drones and forced to get all these lings to deal with these cannons. So very frustrating indeed. He's going to move forward, though, now and get that full surround, and he should have no problem taking these out. And then now he can finally start to drone up. We'll take a quick look. You can see 34 probes as opposed to 28 drones. That is not where Sheth would like to be. Right now, he would ideally have more probes than his opponent. And although iNcontroL ends up losing a bunch of resources in that one pylon and 2 cannon, he does also set back the economy there of Liquid Sheth by forcing him to make Zerglings instead of drones. Back over here, we are seeing a pretty interesting transition in the fact that we do have a Stargate coming out. Now I just need to locate it. There it is, a Stargate coming out over here for iNcontroL. He has also the level 1 weapons upgrades. More and more Zealots coming through, as he's going to be using his Vespian to make whatever he plans to out of that Stargate, be it opening up with the Phoenixes or Void Rays. And those Zealots need to be careful about pulling too far out. They don't want to get surrounded there by those Lings. We are, of course, seeing that Warp Gate research come out. It's pretty much to be expected. We've got 3 more gateways getting dropped up here. Sacrificial Overlord Scout will be attempting to move on in. He is likely not to get far enough, though. No, actually, that he doesn't have any anti-air besides those Void Rays now, so he might actually get to scout out that Stargate with that Overlord there. And I don't know that iNcontroL wants to show those Void Rays before that. We'll see, though. We'll have to see. It's 3 gateways now finishing. We got some Lings in the center of the map. We do have a shark floating around. That is exciting. Look at him, pointy little funny nose. Overlord continues to move, and he is about to scout out that Void Ray. Now we got Zealots pushing across the map. Got a proxy pylon over there, probe over there, possibly getting ready to drop another proxy pylon in the future. Sheth has spotted the Void Rays now, so he knows it's coming. As a result, you can see those Spore Crawlers getting placed down. Let's see where they are getting placed. One of them over here at that natural expansion. One in the main as well, or no? I guess not. He has got Spore Crawlers coming out, though, as he should. Spore Crawlers plus Queens should be okay to defend against those Void Rays. Now, it's going to be a Zealot and Void Ray early game push here that we're seeing from iNcontroL. Nice pylon placement is going to let him warp in right here on the low ground to try to push against this third. And that is going to be his primary target right now. Void Ray streaming across the map, 2 in play, a third one coming out. Level 1 armor upgrade now just starting. He has already got the level 1 weapons upgrades, and look at that. Wow, look at this push here from iNcontroL. He's going to drop some cannons to try to defend this position and give him a nice safe place to fall back to as he tries to be aggressive over here. Now what's going to happen? Is Sheth going to try to get a surround, or is he going to try to counterattack? He's got the option. It looked like for a moment he was thinking about counterattacking, but decided to pull on back and go for a different route. So many Zealots here for iNcontroL. iNcontroL is very dedicated to this push. Make no qualms about it. We got those cannons up there, and again, that's going to be his kind of safety spot. He wants to pull back to that whenever things get a little bit too hairy. Now, those Zealots are doing massive amounts of damage there to the Lings. Plus, of course, we have got the Void Rays really making Sheth's life a little bit difficult. Pushing forward, though. Those Hydras now in play. Going to help him quite a bit. Very close to losing that expansion. Couple more Zealot shots will do it. Is he going to get it? Pulling on back to the safety of those cannons right now. Should be pulling a little bit further back with those Stalkers. I don't know why he's not. He hasn't dropped the expansion. What are you doing? He's going straight for those worker kills, which I certainly understand, but might as well take out that hatchery, right? That would help him out quite a bit. Got a Void Ray still in play, doing some damage. Lots and lots of Hydras, though, and Sheth actually doing a very good job of defending this. iNcontroL, a little bit of miss micro there. Ends up losing a Void Ray. He's got another Void Ray coming on across here. Doing what he can. It's really the Hydras that he has to focus on. He's not too concerned about those Roaches at all. Income very, very low for iNcontroL. He does have the charge upgrade coming forward, so he's just going to stick with this composition. He does not plan to transition very heavily out of this. One cannon gets dropped. Overlord's granting vision of the high ground. Second and third cannon go down. All of a sudden, iNcontroL has lost that static defense there. And it's not looking too good for iNcontroL right now. Hydras and Roaches pushing this back. He's got the Dark Shrine coming out. He's got those charged Zealots, but he is losing absolutely everything. Drop that expansion, though, which is obviously really, really good for him. We do have some upgrades coming out here for Liquid Sheth in the form of that Cloud Reconstitution. Void Ray pushed back. iNcontrol's push. No longer. Yeah, that got taken care of by Sheth, and I'm pretty impressed in his defense there. Losing that hatchery was obviously a headache, but he killed off everything that iNcontroL had in that push. iNcontroL has nothing right now. He's got absolutely nothing. Taking a look at the army supply, you can see he's got 15 army supply as opposed to that 27. Now, DT are coming into play. We got 3 in play right now. 2 over here, 1 over here. Level 2 weapons upgrades coming out. Now, what is he going to do with this? He should be trying to hit simultaneously. It'd be wise of him to try to push at the same time. Don't alert the DT are in play until you're ready to engage, and here we go. DT now going straight for this hatchery. He's just out of the vision range of that spore crawler. That's hilarious, but here comes an overseer right over there. Now we've got 2 DT also walking their way into the main. Should be dropping that spore first, or is he just going to go straight for some worker kills? Full surround by the drones. That's unfortunate. The Queen's going to be able to shoot that. Wow. Yeah, only got a few worker kills there. Those DT will not nearly as effective as iNcontroL had hoped. iNcontroL still on 2 bases. That main base getting pretty low there. In terms of the resources left, we got Zealots moving out. They do have that charge upgrade. A couple more DT getting warped in. So he'll be sitting on 3 right now. We also have a Void Ray in play. That one from the original engagement. 16 kills, the Master Void Ray. How awesome. 4th base coming on through for Liquid Sheth. The 3rd is now up, and as we saw earlier, and only has a little bit of damage on it. So he's going to get to mining over there pretty comfortably. Got that spore crawler for that cloak detection. Maybe pull that back a little closer just in case he gets hit with some DT. Wouldn't be a bad idea. DT now moving out. At least the one over here is. Besides that, oh, the other 2 DT made an Archon. That DT gets taken out very quickly as an Overseer is with this small little force here for Sheth, so he has no problem dealing with that. iNcontroL planning another push, really? I don't think now is the time to push. He's just a little bit too far behind. I think if anything, oh boy, sorry, I hit the microphone. I think if anything, trying to get his bearings. He may feel like he's a little bit too far behind to hold off and not apply pressure though. I guess I'm just assuming that that is what his thought process is at the moment. We can see this pylon positioning, tipping us off that he may be dropping a 3rd over here. That is a possibility for him. So we got a small little force over here of Zealots and a single Archon. We got a few more Archons coming out over in this position. Muta is now dancing forward. They gotta be careful though. Archon splash damage hurts the Mutalist. Hurts it oh so badly. Speedlings, Roaches, and Hydras in the center of the map. Infestation Pig coming out. Want to take a quick look at the income here. See how the players are in comparison to each other. iNcontroL quite a bit behind right now as Liquid Sheth with that 4th base up and working. Sitting on a pretty strong economy. Destroys the pylon in the forward position, so right now iNcontroL will be waiting for that, although he has that pylon back over there. He is planning another push here in a forward position with the Archons, Charge Zealots, and Stalkers. Sheth now rallying up his forces to prepare to defend against this 2nd wave of engagement here from iNcontroL. Charge Zealots moving forward. Archons doing splash damage, pretty massive amounts there to those Mutalists. However, there was a lot of Roaches and Hydras, and iNcontrol's engagement going to get taken care of very quickly. And this is why I was a little bit confused as to why iNcontroL is pushing, because this is pretty much what I expected to happen. Sheth with that strong economy and just those the great defense that he's managed to have left me a little bewildered as to what made iNcontroL think that he could push and effectively do damage. But again, it could be the fact that he thought, well, I'm so far behind right now that if I don't push now and do pretty strong damage, it's just going to get worse as time goes on. Forced to cancel the 3rd. Now iNcontroL is really in trouble. He's pushed back to that natural expansion. Sheth has got a very formidable force here. So many more. It's like a repeat of last game now. Unfortunately, iNcontroL just completely outnumbered, and really it's going to take a lot to save him here. Don't think it's going to happen though. Planning a transition into Colossus. I don't think we're going to get to that point, as the Roaches and Hydras continue to assail the front here of iNcontrol's base. Drops the Forge, I think right before that upgrade finished there. I'm not sure if that went through or not. Doesn't really matter though. More and more Roaches coming out, more Hydras as well. He's about to lose that Cybern X core, and that should be the force of the GG right there. Without a Cyber core, there's pretty much nothing he can do. Warping enough Stalkers though to do a bit of damage. You can see right now going straight for that Cyber core. He realizes the importance of dropping that. He's going to focus that down momentarily. Now switching focus to the Stalkers. Stalkers go down, Cyber core goes down, and iNcontroL calls the GG. Alright guys, that is going to do it here in this series between iNcontroL and Liquid Sheth. Looks like Liquid Sheth did take it 2-0. Unfortunately, iNcontroL not managing to pull out a win here in either of these games. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like the content, please subscribe, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.